Do I look excited? Do I want to do this right now? No. I'm so tired. I've worked so hard for the last few months. But we are here. And after many months of not much for updates, we're going to show off V2. We're going to show off all of the features we've been working on. We're going to show off a new user interface. We're going to show off some really cool new capabilities, and we're going to talk about what the future holds and what our path forward is. I will warn you, this video is going to be a lot of me. Well, it's going to be 99% of me sitting here talking. Um, if you followed the channel, you've seen me hitting golf balls. You've seen version 1, and it clearly works amazingly well. I don't feel that I need to prove that I can make a launch monitor. This is all about, can we make a launch monitor that can be polished, that can be cased, that has a user interface, and that can hopefully, if hopefully, can go to market and be available to all of you. So this video is going to be in 3 sections. One, an intro where I talk about where the hell we've been. Section 2, we're going to talk about the UI, what it can do, what it's going to do in the future, and what the setup process will look like for you if you were to get one of these in your hands. Section 3 is going to be about all of the future plans, the path to market, all of that good stuff. So, first off, I need to offer all of you that have been following me an apology. I think in my last dev video, I said, hey, like in a couple weeks, a month at the latest, I'm going to show you V2 to some extent. And I didn't do that. And the reason for that is version 1 was literally 2x4s and duct tape. It was wild what it could do in that state. And it worked fantastic, but it was ugly and hacked together. And we chatted internally, and a hack together demo is not what we wanted to do. We wanted to get the unit to a point where it had a case. It looked polished enough, or at least be able to show you like what a good unit, what a final unit could look like. We wanted a user interface that could do a lot of the things that the old unit could not do, and we wanted it to be at a point where within days of a release of this video, we could send a unit out to our first tester. And I'm really, really excited to say that that's exactly where we're at. We are days, like hours away from sending it to a test, our first tester. There will be more in the future. In addition to that, we've been busy with other things. We have spoken to corporate lawyers and IP lawyers to make sure that what we're doing is legitimate and we're doing it properly. That's super important for our security and the success of the unit. We are officially incorporated. We do have a company, and we have a product name. I'm not going to tell you in this video. That's coming soon. We have a couple little things to finalize to make sure that that is up and running and legitimate. And we're really excited to tell you about that, but it's not going to be today. So, we're going to get into that. One thing I do want to mention, though, is you may notice that my background looks terrible. I moved everything from that side of the garage to this side of the garage. I built a wall down the middle, or middle, insulated everything because it's cold as hell here in the winter. We just went through about 2 weeks of 25 below Celsius. pretty similar in Fahrenheit, but really cold, not good. Um, Cold weather and sound has really slowed me down in the past. You know, not being able to work in cold weather and not being able to work late at night has been an issue. So, moving everything over, insulating. I vaulted the ceiling so that I have the height to hit driver comfortably. Not just me, everybody. I got about 10'3" now in the center. I've got insulation and I've got soundproofing, or I'm on my way to those things. So that has really let me work on this unit a lot more. But it has been time consuming to do. So we're going to jump into section 2 of this video once I show you what I've got. So it's sitting on my lap, and I'm instantly nervous to show it to all of you. You have seen a picture, actually, if you follow my YouTube community thread. But I'm holding this, and I'm scared because I built this, and I designed this, and it somehow looks bad all of a sudden. But this is what version 2 looks like. So, pretty basic. Not much to speak about. Upside down, stereoscopic, 2 cameras. This is a 3D printed case. On the one side, we have cooling fan. I was too lazy to put all 4 screws in, so I only put in 2, naturally. The back is a hot mess of holes. These holes are, well, probably obviously so that I can access certain parts of the internal PCB so that I can fix issues if I run into them. Honestly, never used them. Spent all this time making these holes and never used them, but it's pretty rock solid. Top looks pretty cool. Nice slotted design. Allows air to exit from the intake fan. We've got some ports on the side. Completely irrelevant. Everything in the future will be new. PCB 3, we're working on it right now, and it will basically incorporate the rat's nest of wires that is inside of this into a single PCB, eliminating 80-90% of the wires. We've got like wires out of here and wires out of here and wires out of here. This will all, you know, in the future be one cable that doesn't come out of the case. It'll be, you know, your standard plug in, flip the switch, press the power button, which will be somewhere, and away you go. So pretty cool. Here it is, version 2. I don't know what to say. There it is. I'm kind of lost for words and hope you think that it's cool. I'm going to get into showing you the UI and how this, can't even see it, how this bad boy works. I hope it looks cool. Tell me if it looks cool. Okay, guys, here we go. Okay, so in this section, we're going to talk about the user interface and the hardware and software decisions that we made to try to make this the most as universal as possible. So, onboard processing has 2 major implications. The first being that you can use the unit as a standard launch monitor where you'll hit shots, you'll get ball data, club data, flight data, and, you know, you can hit some balls and learn some things about your swing and improve. The second major thing is that because we have onboard processing, you're not relying on a powerful PC running sim software to get that data, that basic data, right? You can connect to the launch monitor using pretty much any device that can connect to a local home network. That to me is really powerful and really cool, and something that I think is gonna, it just makes it universal and opens up a lot of doors to a lot of people to use the unit. Now, if you do want to use sim software, You are going to be limited at that point to whatever systems that sim software works on. And at the moment, you're going to be limited to just GS Pro since we don't have official integration with any other sim software. But we are talking to some of these companies. And in the future, I would love to see the device working with E6, Awesome Golf, TGC 2019, etc. I'm sure there's more out there that I'm forgetting, but we want to make this universal as we can. So I'm going to show you what it looks like to basically fire up the unit for the first time and get set up. So, first things first, you're going to need to connect to, and you can connect via Ethernet or wirelessly, but you're going to want to go to the network SGT right here. This does not stand for Simulator Golf Tour. It's just pure dumb luck. Terrible coincidence. I mentioned in the intro that we have a company and we're moving forward, and the acronym of that company just happens to be SGT. So we've got a few things to finalize on that, but we should be able to release a company name and a product name relatively soon. Anyhow, connect to SGT right here. Enter the password that comes with the unit. You'll now be able to go to sgt.local in the browser on whatever device you're using. First things first, you're going to create a profile. So I've already created a profile, BBDB89. You're going to want to go add new user, and we're going to go test user. I don't know if space matters, but you can choose your handedness left or right, which will be important for the processing in the future. And you go save and profile save. Close that. We do have a little bit of an issue with our UI where things sometimes don't update like live. So a quick refresh and bingo, there's test user. So a couple little things that we got to work on, but minor in my opinion. I'm going to click BBDB89 just so I have the right profile. Now I'm going to go into settings. So down here in the left, there is a gear icon. That's settings. If you want to use this unit as a standalone launch monitor and you're not using sim software, you can ignore a lot of this. You actually don't need to change the network. You can work from sgt.local on whatever device, and it will work as a data displaying launch monitor. But most of you, and I feel like most of the people watching these videos probably are aware of GS Pro or using GS Pro. First things first, you're going to have to enter the IP address of the device running GS Pro. Super easy to get. I'm not going to go into it because it's different for different devices, but it's not a complicated thing. A quick Google, and I'm sure we'll offer instructions in the future to help you through that. If you want to use sim software and you're not plugged in via Ethernet, you're going to want to update the Wi-Fi settings. So you can go ahead and update Wi-Fi. You'll see here I have a couple networks that are visible to my computer. You enter your password and you press save. Close this window and you'll connect the launch monitor to your home network. Now you have your launch monitor and your computer running on the same networks, and you'll see here TELUS 4199 matches the network shown here. That's basically it. That's all the setup that's required. A couple other things to talk about here is you have software and hardware versions. I'm on the latest version of both. These are dev versions, so they're not optimized. They're a little bit slow. Slower than I would like, but the production version will be much, much faster. When there's a new update, a little button will pop up here saying update. You click on that. It takes, I don't know, anywhere from 10 seconds to like a minute, depending on your network speed and how big the update is. But you'll be able to update everything over the air, which is super cool, super easy, and huge kudos to my partner that I'm working on this project with. This UI and all of these features, 100% him. I do not have any clue how to do this, and really thankful and excited about what we have here. The final thing to mention in this menu is upload logs. So one of the reasons for the long delay in updates and videos is we wanted to have a unit and an interface that could be sent out and supported reasonably easily for our testers. So upload logs lets us upload information that you're not seeing, stuff that's being recorded in the background, and lets us debug the issues that you might come across. So if you're a tester, you're going to be uploading your logs, and we're going to take a look at them, track down the issue, and fix those really quickly, hopefully. So that's it. That's the settings menu. Hopefully that all is relatively clear. So you've seen profile. So this tab is status and connection to your sim software if you're using sim software. So at the moment, as I mentioned, we're only using GS Pro, and I would love to have a drop down of other various options in the future, but that'll be a thing to come. This is, if you're not aware of it, the GS Pro connector. They are, as far as I know, the only software that has an open API, which is why I'm using them. Not the only reason. I've come to love GS Pro, and man, what a great piece of software, honestly. Like, I love playing golf on GS Pro, so it's fantastic that I can also, build my own device and play golf with them. So, general, this is where all the information comes in. Obviously, I have not hit a shot, so there's nothing here. I go into debug, and you'll see, some generic information here, and I'm going to clear that. And one thing to notice, this green bar, conveniently matching the green GS Pro connected over here, is just saying that, yes, there's a connection between some software and the API, and that everything is communicating. And to prove that, I'm going to jump back to our UI, and I'm going to ping the unit manually. So I've just pinged it, and there you go. You've got information. We'll clear it, jump back, ping, information. So that communication is happening. This is the history tab. I've only hit one shot, and ignore the club data. This is not something that is actually released right now. It's just all these numbers are kind of just artifacts at the moment, but you'll see in the future proper club data as well as your standard ball data and some flight data. And really cool is you'll be able to, if you're a tester or a user experiencing issues and there's something that comes up, you hit a shot and just doesn't seem right, you can upload that shot to our server, and we'll be able to take a look at it and figure out if something was going wrong, and if there was, hopefully figure out that issue. So you can upload any shot, and one cool feature that's coming very quickly is you'll be able to see or play back the video of the shot live. So that's really cool. So you'll be able to go back and, oh, I thought I hit that driver so good, and you'll be able to go back and see the full video that was captured for that shot. So that's something coming. The most important, and I think we're going to probably do video playback for like the last 50 or 100 shots, something like that. For most of you, this is the screen, well, for all of you, this is the screen that you're going to be on the majority of the time. This is the control panel, if you will. And there's three modes. There's calibration, waiting, and find ball. Waiting is essentially standby. We're not looking for a ball. We're not really doing anything. We're just hanging out. Just hanging out. Calibration should probably be called user alignment or device alignment. But what this is this is how we're calibrating the unit to your target line. So obviously when we build the device, we're calibrating it so that if you were to perfectly line up the unit to, parallel to your target line, this would read 0.0, but it's pretty hard to do that in practice. So this is user alignment, and you'll see there's two hitting areas. And the way that we are doing this is we're using two golf balls. You place them down in their respective hitting areas, these dark green areas. Once they're in those areas, you click save, and now your unit is aligned to your target line. And I do this by using a laser line. I set up a laser line, place my balls, make sure they're in the hitting areas, click save, and away we go. So pretty cool. I'm just gonna move the ball to show you that it is live. You can probably see the balls vibrating and the number changing by like 0.1 degree, which is pretty minor, but it's there. Oh, if I move the ball at the back towards myself, just with my foot, so you saw that. That's pretty dramatic. 6.9. I'm gonna try to get this, 0.0. Oh, that's super close. 0.2. We'll call it good on that. So, as you can see, it's happening live. It's happening live, and yeah, it's nice and stable. So, this is how we're aligning the unit. And then probably the most important is going to be find ball. So here you go. This is the main hitting area. It's currently 4 or 5 inches by 4 or 5 inches. We'll expand that in the future, but we're just giving ourselves some buffer room for testing purposes. We'll see that multiple balls are detected. Obviously, we don't want that. We want to see a single ball, otherwise the unit could get confused when you hit a shot. So I'm going to kick that front ball out, and then I'm going to move the ball. I'm just going to push it with my foot into the hitting area and just hit a shot quickly for you. Okay, so front ball, adios. There we go. I don't know, I'll grab a random club, and I'm not placing it. We are using PIX balls. There it is, in the area. And it is now in detecting shot mode, and we can hit a shot. And you have data. And I think if we look back at GS Pro, we will have, so you can see that some information was sent. Really cool. And we have a shot. So just a little wedge. Didn't hit that very good, but yeah, there you go. We have a shot to swing in GS Pro. Fairly quick. It is a little bit slow right now. We'll speed that up in the future, but that's pretty much it. You can hit those shots. There it is in the there it is on the top line. Struck pretty straight, and yeah, again, ignore club speed. These crazy numbers are just artifacts of not really submitting data. Can upload it, and yeah, that's our unit. So early days, but pretty cool, and really excited to show this all to you guys. Yeah, let me know what you think. I think it's a pretty cool system, and I'm very happy with what we've got here. So please reach out, and we'll now go into a section where I'll talk about what the future holds in terms of features, where we're at with features that we're developing right now, and what the path forward will be to get this thing to market. Okay? Bye now. Okay, so yeah, this next section, I want to talk about the path forward, the features that we're planning on adding from a software and a hardware standpoint, and what the path to market looks like in our mind. Right off the hop, I've mentioned this before, we are incorporated, we do have a company, so we'll be releasing the company name and the name of the launch monitor pretty soon. With that, I think we're going to fire up a website. We already have our domain, we just got to build that. The website will be very, very simple, and I think mainly what will be on there is the ability to sign up for our testing program. So we'll take some basic information, name, location, play style, handicap, what software you use, etc., and we'll go from there. And people who we think can help us out, we'll uh, send a test unit to and get your feedback, find some issues, and keep moving forward. In terms, sorry, one second here. In terms of future features and things that we're working on, there's hardware things and software things. So hardware. So right now the unit is in its own case. It's 3D printed. Everything's 3D printed. Designed all the parts myself, and maybe that will be how we move forward. I don't think it will be. I would really like to see it properly manufactured, injection molded pieces. But we've really got to see the cost on that. Maybe 3D printing is the way to go. I don't necessarily think it is, but that could be an option for us. We are working with our engineer to build version 3 of our PCB that controls our lighting, and in the future we'll also have our onboard processing integrated into that board. So one board, super easy to install, helps the manufacturing process. But additionally, we're adding a few things. So the things we're adding, potentially, we're adding the option to add on a screen. Right now, it does not have a screen. You need to use a peripheral device, a phone, a computer, a tablet to access the UI. I don't know if it'll be an add-on screen or maybe there'll be a version with a screen, but we're setting up this board to future-proof for that display. Another thing we're future-proofing for is we want to add audio. We want to add some sort of audio feedback for just a chime when the ball is in the right area and it's now, we're in detect shot mode. So it's been put in the area, it's stable, it's not moving, it's detected, and now we're looking for the shot. So it's a little chime that says, yeah, go ahead and hit the ball. There'll also be LED indicators in the final version that'll tell you the same kind of information, like no ball detected, ball detected but not in hitting area, in hitting area not armed, and then armed, ready to hit kind of deal. Yeah, have a cool idea that ties into our company name that uses a addressable LED strip. So indicators will happen on kind of like a bar, which might look pretty cool. So we'll see how that comes, but that's something we're thinking about adding. Additionally, we're upgrading the onboard processing. So just by default, should see faster process times, but I've mentioned that before that processing times can be increased or decreased quite a bit just purely from optimizing code. We really haven't spent too much time on that. Has not been the priority. We have run a stripped down version that runs quite quickly and really, in most cases, is kind of around half a second. So that's really good. So I think that's really good. That's a good starting point. If we can make improvements on that in the future, I think we're more than happy with that. Club data, we're working on it. We've seen some promising results, and hopefully in the next few weeks you'll see more updates to that. Flight data is not implemented at all, but that's actually how I started this project. Before I even started building a launch model, I actually had a working flight model that aligned with GS Pro and Unicore quite closely. So, yeah, that's another thing that in the coming weeks I want to migrate into a state that is compatible with what we're doing now, and that information can be displayed on the browser application. Spin. So we definitely, without a doubt, I'm over the moon and very, very confident in spin with marked golf balls, i.e. using black dots on the ball. I don't use those at all anymore. We're at the point now where TaylorMade picks balls, so just generic markings on a ball are working really, really good. I think that's a good place to pause, and kind of what we've decided to do is move past that for the time being. But I have done some testing on dimple spin, and it shows promise, and I think that we can make that work. So hopefully in the future, any ball can be placed down, you hit that ball, and it doesn't matter if there's markings, it'll just use dimples and other scuffs and interesting features on the ball, logo, etc. to calculate spin. So that could get a lot simpler and be far more versatile in the next few weeks, few months. So that's really cool. In terms of hardware, or I guess interfaces on the unit, there'll obviously be a power connection with a master power switch, something that's pretty standard on electrical devices in Canada and the United States. There will be a Ethernet port in case your Wi-Fi signal is not great where you're hitting balls. Wi-Fi is also standard. In addition to that, we're going to have 4 USB ports. We're going to have 2 USB-C ports, one for charging peripheral devices. So since we do currently rely on a computer, a tablet, or a phone for you to access the UI, we wanted to have a charging port on the device. So you can hook up your phone to this port and it'll keep it charged while you're using the device. The other USB-C port is for a kind of wacky peripheral add-on that I have in mind. Can't really talk about it too much at this time. It will be a separate purchase, but I think for a lot of people who do play sim golf, it'll be a cool little add-on and something I've never seen on any floor-based monitor. So yeah, I would give it a few months at least for me to talk more about that, but we're thinking ahead, and we're going to put a port on there that will support that peripheral device. The other 2 USB ports will be USB-A, USB 3.0, and those will be for swing cameras. So we'll have the ability to add up to 2 swing cameras to the unit. And then in terms of development and path forward to get to market. So if you're seeing this video, the day that it's released, we're on the verge of sending out our first test unit. Naturally, we've run into, minor little issues here and there that keep pushing this back, but I think we're good, within the next couple days to send this out. So if you're watching this, if this video is released, and you're watching it, on the first day or two, I would expect that the tester has this unit within a week or so. So fingers crossed that happens, and we will want to expand on our testing player base pretty quickly here, I think. So yeah, keep an eye out. I will post a video when we do launch our website and when that testing application is available. And please, fill it out. Obviously, we won't be able to send one to all of you, and we'll be as selective as possible. We're looking for all types of golfers, but I will say, since we're paying for these and sending them out for free, we are probably going to favor people that can help us get word out. So YouTubers of the world, that's kind of you. We need to spread word, because the next step of getting this to market is going to be funding and investing. We might go the crowdfunding option, look for little donations here and there. I'm really, really not sure. I really want to see what comes from testing before we move forward on that. I want to be confident if we do it ourselves, and even in a crowdfunding situation, I want to be confident that what we're making is working and is going to be of value to anyone who wants to help us out, you know? Like, that's really important to me. I'm not in this just for the sake of it. I really believe in what we've done. This is a crazy passion of mine, and I'm so happy to be working on it and so proud of where it's gotten. I want to see it through, but yeah, there's some things that we need to do. So I think that's. Oh no, there is one more thing. If testing goes well, maybe between the crowdfunding and testing, this unit needs to be sent out for certification. So for all of you out there that may not be aware, and you've seen these stickers on electrical devices that might say like CE or UL, or depending on where you are in the world. Electrical devices need to be certified to be sold legally. And basically, they're gonna be tested to ensure that they're safe for the public and that they meet electrical code in the country that they're being sold. So that is something that I have already started to look into. I have some companies in mind that I'll be sending a unit to, but we will need to be certified before we can get units out for sale. Anyhow, that's all the updates. I know this was long-winded, but excited to hear what you guys think. I'll follow this video up with more details of me hitting shots, but there's just so much information to get out. It's been a long time, so I'm gonna end it here. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for being curious and interested, and we're really excited to show you what's to come in the next few weeks. I think there's a lot of exciting news that we can release, and I'm really excited for our first testers to throw up some videos of their own and show you their experience. Thanks, guys. Have a great night. I'm exhausted. Clearly, my eyes are so red. I'm going to bed. We'll chat soon. Bye now.